Tom Hanks was sound asleep in his Beverly Hills mansion when his phone rang at 2:47 a.m. The voice on the other end was desperate, sobbing, and completely unknown to him. "Please don't hang up. I know this sounds crazy, but you're the only person who can save my life right now." What happened in the next 6 hours would prove that sometimes guardian angels come in the most unexpected forms, and one wrong number can change 2 lives forever. December 18, 2003. Los Angeles was experiencing one of its rare winter storms, with rain pounding against the windows of Tom's bedroom. He'd fallen asleep reading a script for The Terminal, exhausted after a long day of pre-production meetings. Rita was visiting her mother in Chicago, and the house felt unusually quiet and empty. The phone's shrill ring cut through the silence like a knife. Tom's first instinct was to ignore it. Middle-of-the-night calls usually meant emergencies or wrong numbers, neither of which he wanted to deal with. But something about the persistent ringing made him reach for the receiver. "Hello?" His voice was thick with sleep. "Oh God, thank you for answering. Please don't hang up." The voice belonged to a young woman, maybe in her 20s, and she was crying so hard Tom could barely understand her words. "I think you have the wrong number," Tom said gently, already starting to put the phone down. "Wait, I know this is Tom Hanks. I've been calling random numbers in your area code for 3 hours, hoping to reach anyone who might help me. Your voice, I recognize it from the movies." Tom paused, something in her desperation keeping him on the line. "Miss, it's almost 3 in the morning. Are you in some kind of trouble? Do you need me to call the police?" "No police. They won't believe me. Nobody believes me. But maybe if Tom Hanks tells them what I'm telling you, maybe they'll listen." Tom sat up in bed, now fully awake. "What's your name?" "Sarah. Sarah Mitchell. I'm 23 years old and I live in Portland, Oregon." "Mr. Hanks, I'm going to die tomorrow unless someone helps me." The certainty in her voice sent a chill down Tom's spine. This wasn't a prank call or a fan looking for attention. This was someone in genuine terror. "Sarah, tell me what's happening." "My ex-boyfriend, his name is Derek Walsh. He works for a security company, has access to weapons, knows how to make things look like accidents. He's been stalking me for 6 months since I broke up with him. Yesterday he left a message on my phone saying he was driving down from Seattle tonight to finish what we started." Tom was fully alert now. "Have you called the police?" 3 times. "They said they can't do anything until he actually hurts me. A restraining order is just a piece of paper, they said. Derek has friends in law enforcement up here. He knows how to work the system." But Sarah's story was about to get much worse. "Mr. Hanks, Derek isn't just angry about the breakup. I found out he's been embezzling money from his company. When I threatened to report him, that's when the stalking got really bad. He thinks if he eliminates me, his secret stays safe." Tom got out of bed and began pacing his bedroom. "Sarah, where are you right now?" "I'm hiding in a 24-hour laundromat in downtown Portland. I've been moving from place to place all night, but I think he found my car. I saw him drive past here 20 minutes ago. Do you have somewhere safe to go? Family? Friends?" Sarah's voice broke. "He threatened them too. He knows where my parents live, where my sister works. I can't put them in danger." "Mr. Hanks, I know this sounds insane, but you're literally the only person I can think of who might have the power to help me." Tom felt the weight of her desperation. Here was a complete stranger, hundreds of miles away, placing her life in his hands based on nothing more than his public reputation for being a decent person. "Sarah, I want you to stay exactly where you are. What's the address of that laundromat?" Tom was about to make a decision that would turn his quiet evening into a race against time. After getting Sarah's location, Tom immediately called his security consultant, a former FBI agent named Marcus Rivera, who handled personal protection for several Hollywood celebrities. "Marcus, I need your help with something urgent. There's a young woman in Portland who's in immediate danger from her ex-boyfriend. I need someone reliable up there to help her." "Tom, it's 3 in the morning, and Portland isn't exactly our jurisdiction." "Marcus, this woman called me because she has nowhere else to turn. If something happens to her and I didn't try to help, I'll never forgive myself." Marcus sighed. "Give me the details." While Marcus made calls to his contacts in Portland, Tom stayed on the line with Sarah, trying to keep her calm and alert. "Sarah, tell me more about this Derek. What kind of security company does he work for?" "Northwest Protection Services. He's got access to commercial buildings, private residences, even some government facilities. Mr. Hanks, he's not just some angry ex-boyfriend. This guy is dangerous, and he has resources. Tom's phone beeped with an incoming call. Marcus? Tom, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is I reached a private investigator in Portland who can help. The bad news is that Derek Walsh's company van was spotted in her neighborhood 30 minutes ago. Time was running out faster than anyone realized. Tom conference called the Portland investigator, a woman named Janet Fisher who specialized in domestic violence cases. Sarah, this is Janet. I'm about 10 minutes from your location, but we need to move you somewhere safer immediately. I can't go home. I can't go to my parents. Where am I supposed to go? Tom had an idea. Janet, what about a hotel? Something with good security. Cameras? Witnesses? The Marriott downtown has 24-hour desk service and security guards. But Sarah would need to register under a false name, pay cash. I'll cover the expenses, Tom said immediately. Whatever it costs. Sarah was crying again, but this time with relief rather than terror. Mr. Hanks, why are you doing this? You don't even know me. Sarah, sometimes helping people isn't about knowing them. It's about being human. But Derek was closer than they thought. Janet arrived at the laundromat to find Sarah huddled in the back corner, clutching a backpack with all her belongings. As they prepared to leave, Janet's phone rang. We have a problem, she told Tom. Derek's van is parked across the street. He's watching the building. Tom felt his heart race. They were trapped. Janet, is there a back exit? Yes, but it opens onto an alley. If he's smart, he'll have that covered too. Tom thought quickly. What if we create a distraction? Something to draw him away from the building. Like what? Tom was already reaching for his laptop. I'm going to make some phone calls. Give me 5 minutes. Tom Hanks was about to use his celebrity in a way he never had before. Tom called the Portland Police Department directly. Not the emergency line, but the main number. When the duty sergeant answered, Tom identified himself. This is Tom Hanks, the actor. I know this sounds unusual, but I need your help with an emergency situation. Sir, if this is some kind of prank. Sergeant, I'm going to give you my agent's phone number. Call him right now to verify my identity. There's a young woman in immediate danger and I need police response at the laundromat on Southeast Morrison Street. While the sergeant verified Tom's identity, Tom made 2 more calls. First, to a local Portland news station where he had a contact from a previous film promotion. Second, to the security company where Derek worked. I'd like to speak to your night supervisor about Derek Walsh. There's been an incident involving one of your vehicles. The plan Tom devised was brilliant and completely unexpected. Within 15 minutes, 2 police cars arrived at the laundromat, ostensibly responding to a celebrity security concern. At the same time, Derek received an urgent call from his company demanding he return immediately for questioning about unauthorized use of a company vehicle. The combination of police presence and work emergency forced Derek to leave his surveillance position. As soon as his van disappeared around the corner, Janet and Sarah slipped out the back exit and drove quickly to the Marriott. Tom stayed on the phone with Sarah as she checked into the hotel under the name Janet had arranged. Mr. Hanks, I can't believe you did all that for someone you've never met. Sarah, we're not finished yet. Derek isn't going to give up just because you moved hotels. We need a permanent solution. But the real breakthrough came from an unexpected source. While Sarah was getting settled in her hotel room, Marcus called Tom with important news. Tom, I had my Portland contact do some digging on Derek Walsh. This guy has a history. 3 previous girlfriends filed restraining orders. One of them ended up in the hospital with mysterious injuries that looked like an accident. What happened to those cases? They all dropped the charges after being threatened. But here's the interesting part. Derek's security company is under federal investigation for fraudulent contracts with government facilities. Tom saw the opportunity immediately. Federal investigation means FBI involvement. Exactly. And if Derek is embezzling money from government contracts, that's a federal crime. Sarah's testimony could be crucial to their case. By dawn, everything had changed. At 6 a.m., FBI agents arrested Derek Walsh at his apartment in Seattle. They found evidence not only of embezzlement but also of interstate stalking and threatening behavior. Sarah's phone records, and the threatening messages Derek had left provided key evidence. Sarah was placed in protective custody while testifying before a federal grand jury. Derek was eventually sentenced to 8 years in federal prison for embezzlement and cyberstalking across state lines. But for Tom, the real reward came 6 months later. Sarah called Tom to tell him she'd completed her nursing degree and was working at a children's hospital in Denver, far from Portland and the memories of her ordeal. "Mr. Hanks, I want you to know that what you did that night didn't just save my life. It taught me that there are still people who care about strangers, who help without expecting anything in return." "How are you doing, Sarah?" "Really doing, I'm good. Really good. I'm helping sick kids get better, and every day I remember that someone helped me when I needed it most. It's like paying it forward." The ripple effects of that midnight phone call continued for years. Inspired by Sarah's story, Tom quietly established a foundation that provides emergency assistance to domestic violence victims. The foundation has helped over 3,000 women escape dangerous situations and rebuild their lives. Sarah became a victims' rights advocate, testifying before Congress about the gaps in domestic violence protection. Her case led to federal legislation requiring interstate cooperation in stalking cases. Derek Walsh served his full sentence and was released under strict supervision. He never contacted Sarah again and eventually moved to another state under a different name. When asked about that night, Tom always gives the same answer: "Acting is about imagining yourself in someone else's situation. That night, I didn't have to imagine. Sarah helped me understand that fame and fortune are meaningless unless you use them to help people who can't help themselves." The phone call that changed 2 lives forever. Tom often thinks about that stormy December night when a wrong number became the right call at exactly the right moment. It reminded him that heroism isn't just for movies. Sometimes it's as simple as staying on the line when someone desperately needs you to listen. Sarah still sends Tom a Christmas card every year, along with photos of the children she helps at the hospital. And sometimes, late at night when his phone rings, Tom remembers that guardian angels can work through anyone willing to answer the call. That's the Tom Hanks story about the midnight miracle that proved one person really can make all the difference.